Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and here is the last 3 episodes for Demon Lord Retry. At least for Season 1. Whether that gives us a Season 2, which it should, because it kind of ends on a bit of a cliffhanger that could show for future episodes, essentially. But, this is going to be my review for Demon Lord Retry, episodes 10 to 12. Anyway, Kunai ends up summoning another aid. I cannot talk today. That's not good. To that world, and it ends up being what looks like a ex-military or something like that. I don't know exactly, but yeah, he summons him to help him run the hot springs, and Madam ends up coming by for, to test out the hot springs, obviously. And they have so many different ones, it's insane. They even have a salt sauna as well, which I am actually thinking about looking up what kind of salt they use for that sort of thing, because if we've got the salt, then I would just as sooner turn on the heat in the bathroom or something like that and just sit in that and sweat for a bit and just try that and see what it does. Oh boy. Anyway, apparently Luna's got a bit of a crush on Kunai, which, even if he was in his regular body, his body that he was in before all this happened, I think that would still be a little too inappropriate, because, what is he, like 26 or something like that? In his 20s, something like that? It's still kind of inappropriate, but, well, by our standards. Their standards, not so much, not sure. But no, he's in the body of a 40-something-year-old. No. And what is the deal with Yukikaze? Because they're talking about how a woman would feel around him, and yet he's not a girl? I am still confused on that. So confused. But yeah, Madam enjoys the hot springs very much so, I think, to the point where she decides to build I'm assuming staying down there indefinitely or something, but apparently she's taking a vacation down there, and Luna's sisters aren't happy about it, or at least her eldest sister isn't happy about it. I can't remember her name, but the Mad Queen doesn't seem too bothered by the whole thing. 'Cause, I mean, even she can tell that Luna is apparently in love with the guy. And like I said, she's not too bothered by it, so I'm guessing it's not as uncommon as you would think. Oh, and we got Luna's backstory that apparently she befriended another kid that turned out to be a devilkin, just like, whatever the other one's name is. And the church didn't like that, so they had them killed. Wow. Their attitude towards people like that is sickening, because those people did not choose who their parents were. Nobody does. They can't help that they're born like that. They can't help what their parents are. Just like the Holy Maidens can't help who they were born to and all that. So, I don't get what the big deal is. Like I said, they can't help it. Now, if they were a bad person, then yes, I could understand that. But from what I can tell, it seems like most of them are just bad because they essentially had no choice. It was either that or be killed. Don't come in here. Anyway, like I said, she decides to stick around, and
Why don't you take his basket upstairs?
can I never get a moment of peace? Anyway, they end up getting a lot of people coming by the hot springs, and things seem to be going well. And Kunai decides to get the heck out of Dodge for a little bit because he hasn't had a moment of peace to himself, and I don't blame him for that. I would too if I was in that situation. I'd like, I'm out. I'll see you later. So yeah, he left. Shoot. Dang it, I forgot the little girl's name. I can't remember. But he left her and Luna asleep. And he ends up running into Mikan and Yukikaze. And they let him know, how the magic item system works and how the rarity and all that works and everything. What the? Sorry, I got a text from my fiance. Done by about 10:15. Yeah, he was asking me what time I have to go into work, and I'm like, you gotta be there at 3, and I get off at 10:15. Anyway, shoot. I think I almost lost my train of thought. Anyway, they're explaining to him about the magic item system and how, how some items can be rare, unique, legendary, stuff like that. And he was trying to figure out if there's a way to find an item, like, like a piece of armor or a shield or something that can improve your magic resistance or neutralize magic. And they tell him that essentially those kind of items can be found in dungeons. And he decides that he's going to plan a trip to the north where there's apparently a dungeon, or possibly more. And I'm guessing that Yukikaze and Mikan are going to take him there. That's actually how this season ends, is them heading out. But Luna's sister decides to take matters into her own hands, thinking that Luna's been brainwashed and everything to help the Demon Lord. And they mistake her for an employee who is supposed to be there to help make light crystals. And Luna walks up on her actually doing it before she realizes, hey, wait, what am I doing that for? And Luna essentially tells her that I can't leave, I've got a big task ahead of me, but she doesn't say it like that. She says it's a monstrous task. And normally anybody else would think, oh, she means a big task, it's a big job. No, her sister takes that literally and thinks that the Demon Lord's trying to set a base there and raise an army of monsters. I'm like, no! Anybody who hears that sentence in context will think she means a giant task, a big project. I think the little girl's name was Tron, the Devilkin girl. Anyway, she comes over to get Luna to help with something because they need her help moving a big rock or something. And she tells her sister to go enjoy the hot springs while she's busy. Anyway, she heads in there and she goes into the wrong changing room. She goes into the one for the men and ends up going out into the main area hot spring. And Kunai is there, just trying to enjoy himself. And she shows up. And he's like, oh crap, I'm gonna be in trouble for this because anybody who walks in and sees this is gonna possibly take her side in this. Thankfully, nothing happens, and he essentially tells her, how the hot springs can revitalize you after a stressful time and, give you strength to go on for the next battle or whatever. And they just start talking, and he actually gives her an item that, what was it? What did it do? +1 to something. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's a halo. I saw the thumbnail for the episode when I was on Funimation. I was like, why does she have a halo? Now I know. I know she has a halo now. And it's an item. It's not like an actual halo that makes her an angel. And he ends up taking her, like teleporting back to the Holy Castle with her afterwards. And she's like, how is this possible? Only angels should be able to give out halos and be able to use that miracle spell. And I'm like, dude, just don't look a gift horse in the mouth on this one. She assumes that he is Lucifer, a fallen angel, essentially, and it shows briefly Lucifer as Kunai going on a rampage and him in his original body, I guess, fighting him. So is that something that's supposed to be foreshadowing for a future season? If so, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool in my opinion. Which makes me wonder what his actual demon lord form would be like, personality wise. Is it going to be the same? Is it going to be drastically different? Is it going to be evil? That would be cool because, to be completely honest, that would be interesting to see what his original body is like, how he would actually treat the girls, and everything. Because I'm assuming that once he, lets them know that that's him in his actual body, or he convinces them that that's him, and not who they think it is. This could be interesting. Anyway, yeah, he essentially tells her, don't mention this to anybody, because obviously, if word gets around that somebody else can use all the miracle stuff that only the Holy Maidens and Angels can, it could not be good. And then later on, they end up heading off to the dungeon, I guess for what'll be for season 2. And I am eager for season 2, actually. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time.